Hey, Herrst, Alter, was ist das?
Do you speak English?
What is this? What is all this for?
Oh, this is just for Schnitz and Giggles.
Schnitz and Giggles!
Welcome to Schnitz and Giggles, the podcast that stumbles upon the humor of cross-cultural confusion and life in Vienna, Austria, through the experiences of an Auslander and his Wiener.
Brought to you by the Edelweiss Crackers.
Disclaimer. This podcast is for the purpose of entertainment only and is not a replacement for therapy.
Well, guten hallo, and welcome back to Season 2.
Season 2
of the
Schnitz and Giggles
podcast. I'm Michael.
I'm Lukas.
And we're back.
Back in the game.
Yeah, we took a little bit of time off.
It was necessary.
Yeah, last time you heard our voices was for our big season finale with Mr. Algebro. We enjoyed having him on to talk about
I think he
season up until that point.
He was the best guest we ever had.
Definitely the best guest we ever had. Especially planned guest.
Planned guest, yeah. We had some random callers before, but I don't think we could call them guests.
No, certainly not. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe
Hopefully, a little teaser.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have Uncle Harnold in studio.
Yeah. Have you ever heard back from Spruce Wayne, by the way?
I haven't. No.
But Uncle Harnold, I think it will
Uncle Harnold
love to come and visit.
I'm sure he would come. Maybe Spruce Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, he always disappears for some reason. Again, it's just
he's just
out there in the dark. Out in the dark.
You never know where he's at. but yeah, we were realizing that the last time that we were together was when we recorded our season finale.
Yeah, it's nice to see you again.
Yeah, so it's really cool to see you again. It's been, I mean, this is one of the reasons that we have for even having this podcast, is that it's a good excuse to sit in a room and talk to each other.
Right, because otherwise we have no reason to hang out.
Yeah, apparently our friendship is not enough to just get together.
Nope, never has been.
No, we have to have an excuse.
Never will.
Yeah, we have to pull all you poor suckers into this.
As long as people keep listening to this podcast, we have a reason to meet and continue.
I mean,
even if they don't listen.
Yeah, I think
just gotta put it out there.
As long as we're still willing to put the podcast out there,
we just
we
uploaded
don't really need
it. We're just listening to ourselves.
If our last season tells us anything, we really don't need that many listeners.
Right. Yes. You don't need any listeners to have some Schnitz and Giggles.
Yeah. Schnitz and Giggles are good without the listeners. But listeners, we love you.
No,
we love you. Keep coming back.
Yeah, we had some good feedback from actual listeners.
We did. Yeah,
real human beings.
Some of you who have been listening and bringing it up in conversation with us. So we're thankful for that. That's because we really do enjoy talking about these things that we're talking about.
Right.
And so it's kind of fun when, we might not remember what we talked about on any given episode.
Right.
So that leads to an awkward conversation to try to remember what we said.
Yeah.
But
then we get some tips and suggestions for approval.
Yeah.
Which we're going to ignore.
Yeah.
Because we'll forget again.
Yeah, we'll probably forget what the tips were. But they were great tips.
We need to change our system here.
Great ideas, great changes. As we launch into season 2, obviously there's some things that we want to do that we have planned to bring you into what life is like here. But Lukas, do you have any? Since we haven't talked,
no.
How was your summer? Do you have any fun Vienna related nonsense stories that you want to share?
Well, this summer, we're talking about the summer 2024, was the hottest summer I think ever recorded, at least in Austria.
Yeah, we're still in it.
We're still in it, record breaking. Yeah. But I don't know, by the time this episode's going to release, the weather will have cooled down. But I was just thinking about the last season and all these topics we covered. And then, when I just go around, I keep my eyes open, my ears open for some special things to happen and maybe to share on the podcast.
You never know. That's a big part of our podcast is our most recent experience.
Right. And we talk about public transportation, or we talk about the supermarkets, or the friendliness or unfriendliness. And speaking of supermarkets and perhaps friendliness, there's some random encounter. I just witnessed a scene. Let's put it this way.
Okay.
The other day, I was actually at Spar this time, at Eurospar, and I was lining up at the deli, and there was a guy in front of me. And did we ever talk about Leberkäse at all, or have we? Because it's been a long time. So
I don't.
Leberkäse is kind of in case you're listening for this for the first time anyway. is a special kind of meat that kind of carries the name of Käse, although it doesn't have cheese in it unless you order the Leberkäse, which does have cheese in it. So this guy wanted just a bread roll, a semmer with Leberkäse in, which is the standard lunch for half of the Austrian population.
Yeah,
everybody loves that. So he's up at the counter and he asks for one Leberkäse semmer. And the lady at the counter responds saying, "You want the one with cheese or the chili one?" And he's like, "I'd like the plain one, so the normal one," she says.
Just normal.
Just normal. He says, you would say normal. Normale Leberkäse. That would be just a plain meat one with no extra ingredients. So she says again, "Cheese or chili?" And he's like, "The normal one, please." And she says again, "Cheese or chili?"
Was the normal one not available, or did she think that?
By that time, it just caught my attention, and I looked where they had the Leberkäse, and there were only 2 of those loaves that they cut off from, and it was only the cheese and the chili in there. I didn't see the regular one, the normal one. So this poor guy,
in communication.
This guy, he was quite a tall guy, but by the end of the conversation, he had become way smaller than I felt he was in the beginning. Because she was implying, "You are the customer, but you should know that we're out of the regular Leberkäse."
So never once, she didn't say like...
She never said, "Sorry, sir, we're out of this. We can only have this or this." Yeah. That's our only options right now. She just said, "We want this or this." And he's like, I want another option. No, this or this, like this one or this one.
So what did he end up going for?
He went with the chili.
Oh.
He's like, "Chili, I guess."
Wow.
He was so... This is a hungry man coming for his lunch. Yeah. And then he gets treated this way.
It's a pretty wide swing from wanting the normal to then going with the chili one.
Yeah. Yeah. Then going from normal to chili is quite a step.
Well, maybe he didn't want cheese.
Yeah, maybe not. However, the funny thing of this whole story is that the lady was not unfriendly per se.
Yeah.
She was just basically stating the facts.
Yeah.
But it was almost like a riddle. You had to figure out, how do I get my food now? Like, what do I have to say to get some food? Because my answer, just normal, like the normal one, is not good enough.
Did it seem like she was getting frustrated with him?
No, that's the point.
Wow.
She was just going the same tone, same voice.
That's wild.
I think she was ready to repeat it as often as necessary until the guy finally
chose one of those two.
Chose one of the 2 options she was giving him.
Huh. Because it seems like that issue could have been solved pretty easily.
Yeah. And I told the story to another friend of mine, and like American, and he also said the States, he probably would have apologized.
Yeah. Sorry, we don't have the normal.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
Yeah.
So, and maybe, I don't know, you get an extra coupon for something.
Yeah, you get 5% off. Was the guy ordering this semmel, do you think he was Austrian?
He might have been Austrian, but I think he's been living in Austria for quite some time.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I picked up a slight accent when he was speaking. Because he only said Leberkäse, semmel, and normal.
Yeah.
The words I heard out of Which, and then chili.
I feel like I've been in that situation.
Yeah.
Where like
you only need 3 words.
They don't have something.
Yeah.
And I just kind of keep repeating the word I know.
Yeah.
That's happened.
Did I ever tell you my personal supermarket story? I think I never told you this story, and especially not on the podcast.
Spit it out, man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to recall all my files, like our conversations. It's been so many conversations in the past. But there was this day I was going shopping, and I was looking in the freezer section. I think I was looking there were some pizzas there, frozen pizza, regular thing. And I think I was looking for a certain flavor, and there were like 10 pizzas on the right and 15 over here, and so I was just moving them back and forth, looking for that kind of flavor. I was looking for, I think that.
Been there.
So, yeah, as you do, right?
Been in that situation.
And then the employee comes by, and she says to me, "Make sure you stack them again the way they were before you leave." Because I just 5 minutes ago I just stacked them, so make sure you put them back in place.
"Hey, can I help you? What are you looking for?"
No.
No customer service.
No customer service.
Hey, put those back the way you found them.
Yeah, like we want some order here.
Wow, that encapsulates the Austrian customer service experience pretty well.
Yeah. I haven't thought of this story for years and years.
That would have been a good one to talk about.
We should have added it for the first season, but now, hey.
Yeah, hey, here it is.
Second season, second chances.
Yeah, good. At least we know we haven't used all our stories yet.
No, and there's probably more coming.
I'm sure.
But have you had any special summer experiences or related or unrelated to summer?
Yeah, we weren't in Vienna all summer, so I didn't have as many opportunities to have any Vienna specific.
Yeah, that cuts down your opportunities of Viennese encounters.
Seems like transportation and public transportation is one of those things that stands at the core of a lot of stories. I mean, with all the construction going on, it makes getting around the city a little harder because the Schnellbahns are shut down from Floridsdorf to the other side of the city, essentially. So getting around town on some different routes that.
Yeah, you have to plan differently.
All right. I do have a story. It just happened last night.
Okay.
So like oftentimes the Wiener Linien will add lines or change up what their bus lines are, right?
You mean like regular lines, not just for construction, but
not just for construction, but like I think we mentioned this last season as well. That
they always adapt
the A and the B lines for the buses, and that they'll switch them up and they'll add new ones depending on what the needs are of different communities. Well, they did a major switch up for the lines in our neighborhood.
Interesting.
And so we would take a certain line from Floridsdorf to get back to where we live.
Mm-hmm.
And this bus is the only one that stops at the certain stop at Floridsdorf. And so we just kind of get on it as normal and go to where we want to go. But we noticed a couple weeks back that there were signs up that said, "Hey, we're adding a B line to our A." And the B line will continue on somewhat its normal route that it had before, but this additional one will start at Floridsdorf, but will split off and go to another end stop.
Okay.
And so I said, all right, I kind of looked at it and said, all right, it's not really going to mess up too many things, right? There's still a stop at our local stop. We can still get to where we need to go. No problem whatsoever. What I didn't take into account is that the line will affect me if I get on it at Floridsdorf as opposed to just going to Floridsdorf. So I was coming home from baseball practice.
You got on again.
And I just
on your way back.
On the way back, get to Floridsdorf, get on the bus that I'm supposed to get on, sitting there riding, a little hungry, ready for dinner. I've got dinner waiting for me at home. And then all of a sudden, whoop, the bus turns. And I'm pretty used to where the turns are on this bus. And if I feel a turn, it's because I've missed my stop. Usually.
Okay, well.
Because there's a turn right after my stop.
You have that sixth sense.
And it's happened a couple times where I haven't been paying attention.
You're like, oh.
And I turn, I'm like, oh no, I missed the stop. And I've got to walk back or whatever. But this time I looked up and said, there's no way we were already at the turn. And then I remembered, yes, there's now a new bus line, the 29B, and it just turned going the wrong way. And now I've got to get home somehow. So I had to ride this bus line all the way to the end stop and then get on it again. And so then I'm sitting at the transfer bus stop where you get on it. And apparently that bus that is the 29B becomes the 29A at Grossfeld-Siedlung. Giving way too much information out. People are going to be able to find me in Stockholm.
Well, since the things have changed, it's a good
yeah. Who knows? They'll probably change.
They change again before you can find them.
So I get off the bus because I didn't realize that the 29B then turned into 29A and then would continue on its way back towards my house.
Are you saying the same bus or
the same exact bus?
So they just changed the number?
Yeah, because it starts in Floridsdorf and goes up past Leopoldau.
Leopoldau.
And then comes back down around and stops it at Grossfeld-Siedlung. And then that end stop for the 29B becomes the starting stop for the 29A.
But you're saying if you just hop on the 29B, and if you keep on sitting in the bus,
you could go all the way around.
But you exit the 29A at some point. Like you stay in the same bus. Is that what you're saying?
So then when you
start
we need charts.
Yeah.
So if you get on the 29B in Floridsdorf and you ride it all the way to its end stop in Grossfeld-Siedlung, when it stops, it then becomes the 29A.
Okay.
And then the 29A continues to Floridsdorf.
Okay.
Which then I guess at that point, every other bus turns into the 29B or something. I don't know how it works on that end.
B in one direction and A in the other? Or
no, because
they're different.
The B and the A will go in both directions. Because then the B also, I think, starts at Grossfeld-Siedlung and goes kind of the other way up and around. I'm not sure. Now that I'm saying this, I have to look at the map.
Yeah, I need a map now too.
Yeah, maybe the A and the B are only from Floridsdorf and not to Floridsdorf. Not sure. So anyway, so I'm on this bus and I get off to see if the 29A is behind me since I've been on the 29B.
Mm-hmm.
And I look up on the little sign and it says only 29A. And so I'm standing looking at it. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I got to get back on this bus. And the bus driver comes out and he starts telling me, or he's asking me like, "What's wrong?" I tell him, "Oh, I got on the wrong bus."
You're not from around here.
And
you're not from around, huh? Are you?
This whole interaction happened in German on my part.
Very good.
So,
Sehr gut.
So yeah, sehr gut. And so he comes out and he asked what's wrong, and I said, "Oh, I forgot about the bus change, about this new bus line, and I got on the wrong one." And he's like, "Oh yeah," he starts explaining to me the whole thing, like how I said, I know, I got on the wrong one. I just forgot. I didn't look up at that because when I got on the bus at Floridsdorf,
it's the same one.
It's the same one I get on every time coming home from practice. I just walk on. If it's there, I sit and wait on it for a while, whatever. But I never looked at the number this time because it just
because you don't need. I mean, you wouldn't need to usually.
Normally, I wouldn't need to. And I had completely forgotten that it had changed on this Monday. And so they was explaining. It's like, I know, I got on the wrong bus. I mean, and finally it's like, I know, but I forgot. And he's like, just kind of laughed at me. He's like, well, we're leaving in 5 minutes. And I said, yeah, okay. So it took me like an extra 35 minutes to get home.
Well,
which is tough.
But you're probably not going to make this mistake again. That's
I hope not. I hope not. I mean, I could see it very easily happening again. Because if I'm not paying attention to what bus it is, and I hope I don't do it again.
Well, there's always a podcast you can report on.
Hey, stay tuned. If it happens again,
episode 6 will probably feature Michael on the wrong bus once again.
But, to be fair, I think the Wiener Linien does a really good job of like informing that there's these bus changes, right? They put the little placards up
usually
at the bus
it's
stop.
At every stop.
Yeah, they put on every stop weeks in advance, right? We noticed it. I don't know when it got put up. We noticed it when we got back from our trip to the States, so that was at least 3 weeks before this change was happening. Yeah. And so we totally knew. We'd even taken pictures of it. So like after I realized it turned, I looked, I pulled up the picture. So I'm like, oh, is there an easier way to fix this problem? Like, can I jump off here and walk back? There was no, like, I just had to.
You just have to go all the way back and
the way around and then stay on the bus a little bit longer.
It can be frustrating. There's no alternative.
Yeah, it was still.
You got to see the neighborhood.
Yeah, I had to drive around the neighborhood a little bit more. Had to have a fun interaction with a friendly bus driver. Yeah.
Yeah, but that would be another episode, just construction sites in Vienna, especially in the summer. Because once school's out, all the construction workers come and dig up the streets and dig up the tracks of the different U-Bahn, the subway.
Other summers when this happens, like it'll affect a tram line or a bus line, whatever. But this summer, with it affecting so much of the Schnellbahn line, like that core line of trains going through the center of the city. That's a big one. They had buses that you could get on and it was a direct ride, but
it's not quite a replacement.
It's a pretty busy thoroughfare for people.
But it's not for no reason, if that is a good statement.
No, it is not for no reason.
It's not for no reason. Learn English with Dr. Schnitzel. The good thing about Vienna, I'd say, is throughout the year, you hardly ever have any major breakdowns, be it on the train or be it on the streets. Because there are hardly any potholes in Vienna. I mean, they do appear from here and there, but usually they fill them up quickly. Yeah. And but there's no major street that is just so bad that they had to just close it down.
Maintenance and repair is all pretty well planned out. And completed. Good job, city planners.
Yes.
Good job. Even though your plans are frustrating, you do a good job at them.
Yeah, either you want that or you want potholes in the.
Absolutely. Yeah, potholes suck.
Throughout the years.
Yeah, it's a lot nicer to have things taken care of.
That's what a lot of people who've been visiting Vienna told me in the past. Oh, your streets, there's no hole. It's just, they're just streets.
They're just flat streets.
Flat streets.
Wow.
The way it's supposed to be.
Who knew this could happen?
Yeah.
So that's the fun thing is the stories just kind of keep coming.
Yep.
The experiences and being in the States this last summer and having to drive everywhere and not having access to good public transportation really made
you miss Vienna.
It made our whole family. Yeah. There were lots of things that we missed about Vienna while we were gone for a while, but just the convenience of being able to get on a bus and go where you wanted to go. Kaylin was missing it quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
It was nice to get back to it.
Yeah, because this is the real life.
Yeah, this is the Schnitzel life.
The Schnitzel life. Yeah. While you were gone, Austria did change. Did you know that? They published some survey results again.
Oh, do we have a...
Yes, concerning the unfriendliness.
Really?
Yes. And for some reason, Austria is not the top spot any longer. It's just number 2.
Austria's getting friendlier?
That means Austria's getting friendlier.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good job, Austria.
Yeah, it was on the news sometime in the summer.
So who's the least friendly country
So
in
the
the
least
world now?
friendly country right now, as of 2024, is Kuwait.
Oof.
We've been talking about Kuwait before.
Yeah, we did
it was
talk
high
about
on
that,
the
right.
ranking or low on the ranking, depending on the way you're looking at it. But the funny thing is, it was on the news that Austria just is only second place now in terms of unfriendliness.
Wow.
And I think I saw some, comment or tweet or something, and some Austrian just commented somewhere, and he said, "Yeah, sorry guys, I think that was me because I helped the tourists this summer. I gave them good directions. I was friend with them, so
Oh man.
I'm ready to take the blame for that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Start pulling your weight a little bit
sorry
better.
for being friendly.
Well, I wonder if that is indicative of Austria getting friendlier, or is Kuwait just becoming less friendly?
Is Kuwait getting worse? You mean, or
Yeah.
Austria's a hard time
I guess
keeping
we'll
up.
never know.
Unless we go to Kuwait and just figure this out.
I mean, that would be a fun content.
Yeah.
Go to Kuwait.
Go to Kuwait, sure.
Hey, we're from Austria. We want to know if you're really more unfriendly.
And they tell us, go home.
Arrest us.
Arrest us. How's that for friendliness?
Like,
huh?
okay,
How's
you
that?
win.
You
Yeah.
win the Kuwait.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's- I just got yelled at on the U-Bahn in Austria. You guys arrested me. Kuwait, I'm sure you wouldn't arrest us.
No.
I'm sure you're
we
quite
won't give you a
friendly.
reason
Yeah.
to arrest us.
We shouldn't have assumed that.
But the funny thing is also I looked up on the webpage some more details about this whole, all the statistics, because Austria is still number 1 or number 2 also in this ranking concerning the quality of life, like we talked about in the season 1.
Did we lose a spot in that too?
I'm not sure if we lost the spot there too.
I thought we were number 1.
I think it was
before.
number 1, yeah. Number 1, unfriendliness, and number 1, quality of life.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on. The world's really messed up. Huh? It's going
Austria
down.
is going to be losing its identity.
Yes.
pretty soon.
So like these
It's going to
things.
start losing skiing competitions before too long.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, we're losing the snow slowly, so
That's fair.
that might happen. However, on the webpage, it was kind of ironic when I found out it said that one big thing, one big challenge is still the language barrier.
Yeah.
Or the big
Yeah,
challenge is the
that'll
language.
never change.
That will never change, yes. And the funny thing about it is when I read the article, they actually misspelled the word language. So the challenge is the language, and they couldn't even say it in German. It was in German.
Yeah.
Couldn't even say it in German, right? So
I mean, proof's in the pudding. I mean,
that's
even the word language is too hard to spell when complaining about how hard it is to learn the language.
Yeah.
It's funny.
it is what it is.
It's what's.
It's what's.
It's what's.
It's what's.
All right. Well, listeners, I hope we have some fun topics for the upcoming season. Welcome back. We're glad that you're here listening again. And, if you have ideas of things you want to learn about,
Yeah.
if you're here in Austria and there's something that you want to share with us, if you want to be a guest on this fine podcast, hit us up. We'll get you on, hear your
The
experiences.
season is still fresh and new, so we will mold it and we'll shape it.
Yeah.
So any inputs is appreciated.
Great. Well, until next time, guten bye-bye.
Well, good and bye-bye. Thanks for listening to this Schnitz and Giggles episode.
Remember to follow and subscribe if you want more content like this from the Edelweiss Crackers.
Don't be shy about commenting or leaving feedback. Until next time,
So long,
farewell,
good Wiedersehen.
bye-bye.